Okay, I want to tell you a little story about this here, because this is where all of the race riots started. Now, the first thing you need to remember is that this was in the 1970s, not in the 60s. Racial tensions carried on in this area a lot longer than they did everywhere else. Now, I don't know if you can see the sign on that little gas station. This says Four Corner Food Mart. And basically, Four Corners is where it all happened. What happened here at Four Corners is that right up there at the intersection, which is Four Corners right there, a man, I'm trying to remember the whole story. Man come down to the food mart. He was going to buy something. And apparently, I don't know if he said, he was a black man, I don't know if he said something to a white lady. Somebody thought he said something to a white lady. You know, there's a dispute. Did he say it? Didn't he say it? Whatever. Anyway, the guy who owned the place, it was still the same little thing, Four Corner Grocery. The guy who owned the place, the brother of the girl and the daddy of the girl, followed him down, right down there to that intersection, and they beat him with, I want to say it was a baseball bat, until they killed him. And then they beat the hell out of his friend, but they didn't kill his friend, but they killed him. And then there was a huge cover-up with the police were covering it up. The trial was all skewed, and there was no justice, and the person who did it, everybody knew the man did it, and he got off anyway, and there was no retribution. And then what happened was that the race riots began, and they burned down tobacco warehouses. They burned down part of the historic district. I mean, Oxford was basically just on fire. This is still a predominantly black neighborhood, and it is not over and forgotten. A lot of the people that were involved in all of this still live here. They're still alive. Family members that were here are still alive. And it is a sore spot. And like I said, they did make a book about it. The book's called Blood Done Sign My Name, and it's written by a man who lived here through the entire thing. And they went ahead and they made a movie about it with Leonardo DiCaprio. And it has not hit the theaters, as I know. And they screened it up in here, and there were a lot of people had a lot of issues with it because of, you know, whether they were portrayed negatively or what. But this is a really important place in the history of race relations, because Oxford got a really bad name across the country for race relations. And there was like a march from here to Raleigh, which is a damn long way to be marching with a mule and a wagon, which is what happened. And like I said, the tobacco warehouses, which are down a couple miles from here, they burned down, and the black community just basically set the town on fire. And the reason they did that was because they felt that that would be the way to attack the white community, was to hit them in the money, which of course is the tobacco. Which is why you will see I have it in a picture of it in the camera, and I'll be posting it, where it says New Planters Warehouse. And the reason it's a new Planters Warehouse because the old one was burned to the ground, and they lost millions of dollars in tobacco, and that was back in the 70s. So you can imagine how much money that would be today. So I just wanted to share this little bit of history with you, because it really is some actual real history as opposed to just shit that happens around here. And I'm gonna head to the house now, and I'll post this just as soon as I get home.